you all know who John Green? You give him another hand. You said last night when you won the award that you felt you were not particularly innovative as a writer, you just told straightforward stories. But I want to ask you, don't you think that the sort of faith in storytelling and written stories is kind of innovative in our current world?
There's certainly something countercultural about it, about the idea that written stories are still valuable and still at the center of where we find value in culture. So I guess in that sense, maybe. I think in general, literature has remained kind of astonishingly innovative in the 21st century. Even when it's not formally innovative, I think that books haven't responded as dramatically to the disruption of the internet as maybe I expected. You know, we haven't seen as many hypertext novels and transmedia novels that I think we all thought were coming. And I think that's partly because books are an incredibly good technology, which is why they've lasted, for quite a while.
Now, do you think, just to zero in on fiction, do you think that part of that innovative quality or sort of the sturdiness of the technology has to do with the fact that so much of fiction is so internal in the sense that we're really reading about the heart and the soul of characters, their inner lives, and that the stories have so much to do with that kind of personality that comes out on the page?
Yeah, one of the magic of story for me is that you live inside of someone else, which is as close to a miracle as anything that I've ever directly observed. That idea that you can not be yourself for a while is almost a supernatural idea, or maybe it is a supernatural idea because, of course, you can't not be yourself. You're stuck inside the prison of your body, the prison of your consciousness. Your eyes are the only eyes that you'll ever see out of. But when you read a story and you're living inside of another character, you don't feel like yourself. You do feel like you have a kind of empathy that isn't available to you on a regular basis. Like when I read Catcher in the Rye, I feel like I'm Holden Caulfield, or I feel like I know what it's like to be Holden Caulfield in a way that I can never even know what it's like to be the people closest to me, because I always see those people in relation to me. My friend, my wife, my children. Holden Caulfield exists in a world completely outside of me. I don't imagine myself as like writing a book. Like for me, writing a book is a collaboration with my wife, and it's a collaboration with my editor, certainly. It's a collaboration with the people who are going to design the book, create the way that it's read, the people who copy edit it. The collaboration of inventing the genre of the star-crossed lovers, and the collaboration of which occurred over millennia and was done not really by individuals, but in collective storytelling. And it's to think of it as, to try to separate it, to try to individualize it, and I know that in America we're obsessed with individualism and individualizing, but like to try to individualize a novel seems very problematic to me, because all of them, the good ones and the bad ones, were kind of in some way made by all of us. Like we were all, everything that we were doing artistically, feeds into the work that we're doing now. And I prefer to think of it that way, partly because it like makes less pressure on me. Like it doesn't mean that I have to like do something extraordinary. I just have to like, repackage stuff that other people have already made, basically.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
That's my writing advice. Steal. Don't steal. Don't steal.